Welcome to Lesson 3 of Unit 12, Tools of the Trade. In this lesson, students will work to answer the question, what are these from? They will explore how paleontologists apply science practices, and dig out models of dinosaur bones from sand trays to observe and make predictions about the dinosaur. They figure out that paleontologists work together with other scientists to study fossils and make predictions about the bones based on size and shape. In the Engage, show students these two photos of a puzzle and a piece of the puzzle using the question prompt shown here. Remind students of how Waterhouse-Hawkins made models of dinosaurs. Then use the second question prompt with students for them to turn and talk, and then share out their ideas with the class. In the Explore, students will use the following materials in small groups to act as paleontologists uncovering bones from sand. Materials include 4 dinosaur puzzles, 6 trays, a large bag of sand, tweezers, paintbrushes, and hand lenses, all included in the MySci kit. For this activity, only 2 of the dinosaur puzzles will be needed. Open one of the puzzles and number each bone piece to make it easier to assemble in later lessons. There's also a paper insert in the puzzle packaging with a key that will help identify the bones. Keep the key for later use. Label the second puzzle using a different color ink to help differentiate the 2 dinosaurs. Add sand to the 6 trays and distribute the puzzle pieces throughout the 6 trays, covering them with sand. Each group will need these materials to explore as paleontologists. Start the Explore by showing this PBS video on paleontologists. Explain that paleontologists have to dig carefully to remove bones from sand, and then return to the Science Practices recording sheet on Student Journal page 10 to remind students that scientists like paleontologists use these practices as they learn about the bones they find. First, they will record observations made about the bones they uncover. Then they will ask questions they have about the bones they find. Teacher guidance can be found on Teacher page 6. Divide the students into 6 groups, giving each group a tray of sand with hidden bones, 2 tweezers, 2 paintbrushes, and hand lenses. Students should take turns uncovering and removing bones. As they uncover the bones, they should write down their observations on Student Journal page 10. Each student should keep 1 bone to study throughout the next few lessons. Make sure each student puts their initials on the bone that they find and collect them for future lessons. Put aside any extra bones that students find for use in Lesson 6. Please note that if the wood puzzle pieces take on moisture from the sand, it is strongly suggested that the pieces be allowed to dry completely before putting them away. In the Explain, have students share what questions they have based on their observations, then record them on Student Journal page 10. Then direct students to Student Journal page 11, Bone Sketch Sheet, to trace their bone inside the box at the top of the page, and make predictions about what kind of prehistoric animal they think their animal came from. Then they can draw a picture in the box under Prehistoric Animal Sketch. The scientific drawing rubric on Student Journal page 7 can help to set criteria and as an evaluation of their drawings. Then engage students in a discussion about the animals they drew and the function of the bone in the skeleton of the whole animal. On Journal page 10, under Investigate, students can record their prediction. Teacher guidance is provided on Teacher page 6. Then read Digging Up Dinosaurs by Aliki, using the Read Aloud guide on Teacher page 7. Students should have access to the Science and Engineering Practices worksheet on Student Journal page 2 during this read aloud. In the Elaborate, remind students that Richard Owen was a paleontologist from the 1800s that they heard about in The Dinosaurs of Waterhouse-Hawkins. Mary Anning is another famous paleontologist who discovered lots of fossils. Then show students this video on Mary Anning. After the video, ask them why it was important that paleontologists like Richard Owen and Mary Anning think about how the bones they discover might fit into a larger dinosaur model. How do paleontologists use the science practices to figure this out? Give students time to discuss with a partner and then lead a discussion about their thoughts. In the evaluate, ask the class about which bones might give the best clues about the kind of dinosaur their bone belongs to. Make a chart of the top 3 bone choices and votes from the class, asking students to explain their prediction. Then direct them to Student Journal page 12, Dinosaur Matching Activity. Here they will connect the skeleton on the right to the model of a dinosaur on the left. By the end of this lesson, students will describe how paleontologists use the science practices to study dinosaurs and identify how the shape of an object can determine its function.